him.
Yeah, like we did last time. Oh, I guess it was.
Yeah, this is me complaining about it. And someone commented on the video, and they're like, "But that's what Deadpool is." I was like, "I know. That's why I didn't like it."
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, it's whatever. It's fine. Lots of people love it, and I'm just not one of them.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
And lots of people love Markiplier and PewDiePie too, but
Surprise! PewDiePie!
Wow.
Oh man.
Are you gonna become a Let's Player Inks? That's the next move?
Yep.
Inks
Yep.
is me
Matt's
too.
has been after me for a while to do Minecraft, so we're just gonna make a Minecraft show together.
Awesome.
And become instant billionaires, basically, because that's how it works, right? You don't really have to put any work into it. You just become a billionaire.
I don't know if that's accurate.
It is. It's how it works.
Well,
Speaking from
let's
experience.
be honest here. Boots doesn't do shit on YouTube. So
That's
that's
true.
what I'm saying.
That is true. Yeah.
Imagine if you made,
Fair enough.
a Minecraft video every day. Well, then-
Nemesis asked me like 3 times if I wanted to do a
Do
Minecraft.
Minecraft
show with him.
Or
And he was
Just
like,
do
he's
it.
like,
Do it.
he's just like, listen, don't worry. We'll have enough money to buy an island in Tahiti. I was like,
I already have it perfectly worked out. We're going to do Minecraft videos, and at the end of every Minecraft video, we're going to open Easter eggs, which you don't know what the fuck's inside of it, because to 7-year-old kids, those are the best videos ever on YouTube, and they
You talking
watch
about
them.
Kinder eggs?
They don't. No, they're not even Kinder eggs. They're like plastic Easter eggs that you put like, I don't know, a superhero figure in or whatever that you get out of like
we could put Deadpool.
a nickel machine. Yeah, exactly.
Mini Deadpools.
And at the beginning of the show, you just shake the egg. You're like, what could be inside, guys? And then you play the Minecraft episode.
What could be inside?
And at the end, you
Wow.
open the egg. It's like, it's Deadpool. And then you get 1 billion upvotes, and you make lots of money.
1 billion upvotes.
Mm-hmm.
I figured it out. And before I post every video, I just send it to my nephew. Kid approves it, and it's like money in the bank. It's YouTube gold.
You can do more QAing than ArenaNet do.
Oh my god, that kid approved. That reminds me of a project I did in high school in economics class. We had to make like fucking flow charts of like people buying and spending money. So I went to like AutoZone. Yeah, I bought a bunch of like LED strip lights that have like sound activation switches on it, and I just fucking put them all over the thing. And the way our teacher picked was which ones his kids liked the most. So like I had like an iPod plug or something that I had connected to it, and like it just lit up and did shit with the lights, and so they all picked it, and I won. I got the best grade.
Boom.
So I know how to cheat the system.
Yes.
There you
And
go.
then I got expelled from high school twice.
Oh. It was, it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cheating the system.
That was
Yeah.
because I wasn't playing What's in the Egg yet. That's why I didn't-
What's in the egg?
What's in the egg?
Yeah. We've got 2 players here.
yeah.
I remember when you, Inks, when you were playing, what was that game called? That was kind of like Minecraft, but a ripoff, kind of?
Trove.
Trove.
Yeah.
And then I was like, why aren't you just playing Minecraft? And then you were like, no, Minecraft is so lame. Trove is where it's at.
I have to be honest. I don't like Minecraft, and I've played Minecraft for all of 10 minutes, and I don't love it.
But you like Trove.
Hit and miss. You know.
Okay. You guys should play modded Minecraft.
I have.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you about my Minecraft experience. So, when I was a freshman in college, I had a roommate that played Minecraft and WoW, and that's all he did. And I played League of Legends, and that's all I did. And he's like, you gotta play Minecraft, it's fun. And Minecraft was still in like an alpha or something. I think it was an alpha. So it was like either free or it was like $2 or something like that. So I got it and I was playing it. And I was like, oh god, this is really fun. And like an hour in, like I had like a diamond pickaxe, and then I fell in lava and died and lost everything. And I was like, fuck this game. It's stupid. So I didn't play it for like another week. And then like after that, I ended up like talking with some friends from high school that were at a different university, fucking somewhere in Colorado. And they had a Minecraft server set up with some other people there. And so I joined and played. And then I realized that I could have like invisible texture packs to see where everything is.
Oh no, you cheated Minecraft.
Yeah,
Oh my
I found like fly hacks and stuff and like did all this bullshit that was amazing. And so I ended up like finding all of their hidden stuff. I would plant like TNT and pressure plates in their hidden rooms so they'd walk in and just blow up all their shit. Like I destroyed that whole map. I was so proud of it. I fucked all of them up so hard. And I never said anything about it because I would like take their stuff and put it in my house and shit, and I'd blow my own shit up and pretend like I was getting grief too.
Whoa!
So no one knew what was happening. Everyone was blaming each other.
There.
Like people thought that the server was getting hacked. It was incredible. I had so much fun.
You want to retake that psychopath test just to see if anything's changed?
You know,
That's
I don't
pretty
know.
funny.
This is I like breaking stuff. Breaking stuff is how you learn things.
I definitely get and understand why Minecraft has a lot of appeal for people. It's like, it's like Legos, the game, except better than the games Lego makes.
Yeah.
So I get it. I get the appeal.
Yeah, but seriously, maybe if you're just starting off on Minecraft, you should just start on vanilla. But honestly, the way to go is modded versions, like Feed the Beast, some sort of pack, because you're going to get bored of the vanilla really quickly. You're going to be like, okay, I get it. You make stuff, you kill stuff, that's it, it's over. But basically, with the modded stuff, it adds so many things to the game that turn it in sort of like a huge grind, really. A wonderful, huge grind that's fantastic. But yeah, it's good. Go Feed the Beast. I'm addicted to it right now. I have it open on my computer as we're talking.
Yeah. Vanilla Minecraft, from what I've like seen it get updated to over the years, probably isn't that bad anymore. Like when I played, there were like fucking 3 blocks, and there was like 2 biomes or whatever. And now there are apparently like jungles and all kinds of shit. And like, I mean, I don't even know what there is in the game now. It's been so long since I've even looked at it, but I don't know.
So Guild Wars 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What about that?
Oh, you mean that game where nothing ever happens, so you have to talk about other stuff?
Guild Wars 2 is a bit like Minecraft. I mean, you can mine.
Actually, some things happen
and you can
this
cut
week.
down trees.
And then I craft
12-year-olds
after
play it,
mining.
and they complain about it all the time.
On Reddit.
That is true.
But we got some news this week, guys. We got some news. So we
Yeah.
can look that up right now. We got some information about the next PvP season.
Yes. And they're going to
which is
change the
good.
system. They're going to change the system. There's a
They're
100%
gonna change
chance.
the system.
Yes, there is no
They
way they will
basic-
keep it like this. It is literally impossible that they will keep it in the way that they've proposed it. Because if you leave a game, you don't lose a pip for your team. Your team, if you rage quit just before you lose, your
Which is
team
gonna happen
doesn't
a lot.
Your team doesn't lose a pip.
Why is
Because-
that bad?
Because then, think how easy that is to abuse. That means you just
You
take
lose a pip.
turns. Yeah,
You-
yeah.
if you rage quit, you lose a pip.
You lose a pip, but the other 4 people don't. So you just arrange it so that you lose less pips when you actually lose.
Oh,
So you all
yeah,
take
yeah,
it in
also.
turns. If
But-
you got 5-man pre-made,
But
you
it's not
only
like
lose
that's
0.2
fine
of
though.
a pip.
Whatever. Yeah, so you take turns losing pips, and you all get dishonored in some way, shape, or form, and that does stack eventually. Yeah, there's a deserter thing on it.
I think it's just the person that leaves.
It's the person that leaves. Yeah, but he's saying that if your team constantly loses, then you'll just take turns, the person who leaves, etc., etc. And I'm guessing that your deserter lasts for more than like an hour, so
Wait.
so you will
This
stack your
is
deserter.
this
if you
is
can do
fun
that.
thing. Have you guys ever played like Halo or Call of Duty?
I've played Halo.
You know what boosting is? Where you have like, I don't know, like 5v5. You have 4 people that are really fucking good, and they just let some guys like alt account or whatever just AFK in the game, and they just literally go in and obliterate everyone they play against and boost the guy's rank up. So let's imagine we live in a world where people are clever enough to realize that you can like make Guild Wars 2 accounts for free, and they also realize that as 4 players, they can literally kill everyone, since everyone that plays Guild Wars 2 is terrible at it, including me. And they just go in and wreck people and leave on their free account and don't lose pips if they lose a game.
Apparently it doesn't work for pre-mades, so there you go. Problem solved. If
There you go.
If that's the
I
case,
guess it
that's really
fixes
good.
it then.
Yeah, that does fix it. Never
I'm
mind.
glad someone thinks like me at ArenaNet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
Well, I
quote
think,
our Lord and Savior, I think exactly like the devs do. So
I mean, I think that's exactly why they had that problem originally with the Dishonor system, that if somebody on your team leaves, then the entire team doesn't gain pips basically when they win, even if they won. So it was that everybody on your team got dishonored if someone on your team leaves. So yeah, it does seem like people at ArenaNet do think like you, Brazil.
good.
I wonder if there's people at ArenaNet who are as like ridiculously cynical as you about their own game and about life in general. Probably not.
I don't know that there are many people anywhere that are like. I'm a special snowflake when it comes to hating stuff, because I'll find a reason to hate anything.
Wow.
Anything.
You don't even really have to find a reason. It's just it happens.
Honestly, yeah, that's a better answer
to
than I
search very
could have
hard.
given.
Yeah.
What else is wrong with some of the changes they made?
I don't know. I kind of like the old system where, you know, if you put the effort in, you can reduce your suffering, and now that's going away because you just lose a pip anyway, right? Because before you could save yourself from getting completely. If you didn't get completely destroyed, you were better off.
It was so like indeterminate when that would kick in. Like whenever I was playing, and I'd get like 260 points on a 460 to 500 game, and we lose, and I still lose 2 pips. I'm just like, what the fuck? What happened?
It was pretty rare for me to ever see it work.
Yeah, exactly.
It
So
was
I'm happy that it's very determined this way, and they're still making it more interesting. Like the plus 2 pips, minus 2 pips was kind of interesting if it worked, but they're keeping the interestingness of it in the new system by having the win streaks, which looks pretty good. So like if you go on a 3 win streak, you're gonna start getting 2 pips every time you win after that.
That's so
That
good.
is
Well, and the
very-
lose streaks as well. So when I lose 25 games in a row, hey, I'm still gonna get a pip.
Yeah, when you
I'm gonna get
when you
bonus
win
pips for
after
being
25
terrible.
games.
It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
Imagine that. You know, if you're on a 50 win streak, you just get 10 pips every win. That'd be pretty insane. But that isn't how it works. So this system is, at this point, it's just Hearthstone system. Except if you replace stars with pips, it's exactly the same.
I hate Hearthstone so much.
You hate Hearthstone?
But do you
Are you-
hate the Hearthstone star system?
Hmm?
You hate the star system or the game in general?
Right.
I hate everything about it.
Okay. All right.
I don't even
You-
know what the star system is, and I hate
You
it.
just you can't you just don't recognize a superior card game, Brazil.
You hate the name? Is that- you hate the
Hearthstone?
name?
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah. It's just-
I don't
it's
care
a-
about the name. I just
Here,
like
let
the
me.
counterplay.
I'll tell you why it's named Hearthstone. It's because you fucking play with dollar bills on your fireplace and just throw the money into it. That's why it's called Hearthstone.
Yeah. Actually, I heard that was a developer talk. They said that. Yeah.
Let me tell you another thing about Hearthstone. See, I have these Blue Eyes White Dragon cards here, and I've been making market predictions about literally everything related to Blue Eyes White Dragon, and I've just been watching it go up and up and up and up and up. And Dark Magician 2 is going up and up and up and up and up, and it's going to keep going up and up and up and up and up. And in May, everything's going to triple in price, and I'm going to make some money. So I can't do that with Hearthstone. I can't
doesn't happen.
invest in it.
No,
That's true. That's true.
No, it's
no
just
trading.
it's just a card game. It's
That's
nothing else.
part of the thing with Hearthstone is there's no trading. The other thing is there's no counterplay. You take a turn, I take a turn. You take a turn, I take a turn.
Oh, there's
and
no like
somebody
fast effects.
wins. Right, there's no,
Yeah.
you know, like I assume Yu-Gi-Oh sort of works the same way as Magic in
It
that,
does.
you know, if I play a spell,
Trap
who's gonna do
cards.
something to stop me.
You
Right.
activated my trap card.
Literally trap cards. I got the. Oh, I don't think it's in here.
Although actually no, well, Hearthstone has trap cards. But
Yeah, it does.
I guess that's
Magic
not really counted.
instance, but
It does have trap cards. Secrets.
Anyway.
Secrets.
Yeah. Secrets.
Secrets.
Yeah, it's basically a
I
trap
also don't.
card.
That
I also
sounds
don't
like,
like the way their
goddamn.
draft. I don't like the way their draft works, but I understand it works that way because it's online.
Yeah.
Mm.
I like drafts. You mean like like booster pack drafts?
Right, but
I love those.
in Hearthstone, you draft and like you're not all pooling from the same cards, right? So you might get 3 legendaries, and I'll draft later in the week and get nothing, and you just didn't play all your games, and then we could play against each other. Where in a real life draft or in a Magic draft, there's only X number of players in that draft, and the cards rotate around the table in different directions, so that you're not stacking cards that way.
If you want to see who is good at a card game, fucking Booster Draft will tell you immediately, because you open a pack of cards, you pass it around the table, and each person picks one from it until the pack is out of cards. And people who can make a deck under pressure like that and actually make something that functions and has synergy, those are the good players. Those are the people that understand deck building and will literally run over you every single time. So
Then there's that guy. Apparently, there was a guy in an official Magic tournament who it was a booster draft. They're doing a draft, and in like his second or third pack, he got a foil, like the most expensive rare in the set, and so it's going to be worth like I don't know, $100 or something like that. And it wasn't good for his deck. It wasn't good for anything, but he like hate drafted it. He just took it for the money.
Wow.
Basically. And then this was like all broadcast live or something, so there's like a huge backlash over it. And then he was like, well, screw you guys. I would only be making like $500 for this tournament anyway, so I'm taking this. And then he actually auctioned it off on eBay, and he took half the proceeds from it and the rest he gave to charity, and it auctioned for $15,000.
damn.
Because it was like, notorious.
It depends on the rules of the drafts. Some drafts, they make you take all the rares and stuff out when you're done playing, so that if you hate draft a card, you don't get to keep it anyway unless you win.
Yep.
Yeah, but
But-
they did this.
In this case, that didn't happen. Obviously.
Guild Wars 2 is dead. Bring on the card.
Bring on the card game.
We just need a Guild Wars 2 card game.
Yeah.
That'll fix it all.
Yep.
But PvP leagues start, the next league starts Tuesday.
23rd.
23rd, yeah, in 2 days.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited.
I'm
gonna
excited,
have
yeah. I'm gonna have
I'm
fun.
gonna have actual time to play this season. Last season I missed like 3 weeks, so
Yeah, me too. And also I kind of stopped playing because of the meta as it was. It was really boring and annoying. Now I think I'm going to go back and play. The only problem is I have to find a completely new build because the one that I loved playing before, my Resmer, has been obliterated.
Destroyed, yeah, forever. It's
So
gone.
I have to come up with something new entirely. I guess I gotta do that. Or I'll just take one of those crappy meta builds.
Or you could just play a Reaper and never lose the 1v1 ever.
Yeah, Reapers are overpowered right now, but I mean, I guess it doesn't matter so much in leagues unless you're making pre-mades and you're starting to play against pre-mades. But people kill the Reapers as soon as they can. Like, they all gang up on the Reapers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as long as you're good at surviving on a Reaper, it's a good way to go.
I'm not sure how I feel about the new pip system though. I mean, I think the reason they changed it was because it wasn't working quite as they intended. That's the reason, I think. With the pips, like you say, it didn't really do what it was supposed to do. But I think that if they could make it work, it would be amazing. Because that's the whole point. If you manage somehow, you're playing up against a team that's better than you, that's got better mechanics, or they're more experienced, then somehow you manage to beat them, you deserve that extra pip. That's
are they resetting MMR this time or no?
I think they are.
Oh, are they?
I don't think they mentioned it.
I thought they did. I'm pretty sure they mentioned MMR.
Okay, I'll scan the.
Just hit F3 and type in
You know,
more.
The new system kind of weeds it out a little bit, but I mean they really should reset MMR this season.
I definitely think they should, yeah. Because it means that some people get stomped, but very quickly. Well, depending on the algorithm they have, it will be really, really fast. You know, in ascending back up. It's not based on MMR. What?
Matchmaking's not based on MMR. Okay, right.
Oh my goodness, that's actually quite disastrous in some...
Is it?
Well, I mean, it kind of is. I mean, to a certain extent, you can kind of... Yeah, I guess it's not actually, but that's kind of... Meh.
What is it based on now if it's not?
It must be based on League then.
Your current league record.
Your division.
Yeah, division.
Just your division? Ooh.
So that means, you know...
Well, what happens once everybody gets to the point where you can't lose tiers anymore?
Well, in theory, it should be fine because you have to get a 50% win rate. Well, actually, just below 50% win rate to get anywhere anyway. So that's almost the same as MMR in a certain way. Because you know you need slightly less because your win streaks will counteract your lost percentage.
Oh, he's okay. So at the start, he's saying it's based off of your last season's division and pips.
Well, that's fantastic for me.
I did not even have a thing next to my name because I didn't play PvP once.
That's great for you.
And
you wanna team
I'll
up?
never play PvP ever again because I hate it. And it's stupid.
You love
Come
it
play
at one
Stronghold
point.
with us.
I did love it at one point.
Come play Stronghold.
Man, I used to farm monster jags when Celestial Eviscerate Warrior was a thing. And I would make him rage quit off of his Elementalist onto his Engineer, and I'd just keep killing him. So
You had a lot of fun when engineered turrets were broken as well.
I did have a lot of fun when Engineer turrets are broken.
Yeah.
So I'm sure someone's going to go and tell Ostrijags that, and then he's going to go, a D&T PvE guy didn't ever beat me. But it was fun.
I'm really bad with names. I know who that is sort of.
Ostrijags? Yeah, he's the guy that gets kicked off
his-
of every ESL team
Yeah,
ever.
I know of his name and a little bit of the drama, but I really don't know, I don't follow the PvP scene enough to know all those different guys.
Is he like the Nike of PvP?
I don't know. I've heard from
Wow.
people that do a lot of PvP that he's a pretty good guy, which I mean I don't really know. It's funny to watch him rant about stuff. He seems kind of like I am, a little bit, but I don't know.
But
So he's the
not.
Brazil of PvP.
Yeah, it's like he's the worst good player, and he gets mad about everything, and sometimes he's an alcoholic. So
So definitely Brazil.
yes,
Same guy.
Okay.
I'm just going
He
to
just
abuse
rages a
Stronghold.
lot.
Get to Legend with Stronghold. It's going to happen.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
I love Stronghold.
Because I think if you're up against a non-pre-made, you have a massive advantage in Stronghold. And you can still get matched up against that, but they have said that they fixed it so you can't get total randoms versus a pre-made, which is very good. Good job, ArenaNet.
yeah, and no one plays Stronghold, so that's I mean.
Yeah, I actually have it turned off on my match selection because
You terrible person, you.
It should
I
be
don't know,
mandatory. Mandatory on.
I don't.
We must save esports. Stronghold is
yeah,
the
I'll go back
deadest
to it.
mode ever.
Well, how is it currently like? If you play it, you're saving esports. It's not even. They don't even do leagues for it. Like they don't even do pro leagues for it yet.
Should we talk about the ESL league from the other day?
Yeah, why not? Did you guys watch it?
Yeah,
No,
I did.
I watched a good amount of it.
Only 4,000 people watched it.
I
Let
missed
me go.
the first.
Let me go find something.
I missed the first match.
Are you looking for CS:GO for 100k viewers? Or are you looking for just say Forsen or Trump
No.
with 30k viewers on Hearthstone?
It's a quote I saw. It was really good.
Is it
Is it
Nemesis?
from Nemesis?
It was not from Nemesis. It was from someone else. But this
Okay.
honestly nailed it. I'll paste it in chat.
Okay, here we go. Oh, where is it?
Should I read it? No,
Is it
on
in the Skype?
in Twitch
Oh.
chat.
Yeah, just
Oh.
put that shit in there.
So the big season-ending PvP Grand Finals was today. Lots of money was on the line. The max viewership was 4K. The guys who won stood behind some little metal cage for a trophy stand with what appeared to be a bowling league trophy on it. I did not see a sign of ArenaNet being present unless their casters are like ArenaNet employees or something. The Guild Wars 2 Twitter is a string of tweets thanking all the sponsors, who I can only imagine are thrilled to have sponsored something with less viewers than Dan's Gaming reading puns to donators.
Wow.
Wow, that is pretty brutal.
I
brutal.
read that and I
That was
thought, holy shit.
There's some truth there. There's
A little bit.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
A little bit.
The trophy was like they have the giant trophy, the giant lion, which is pretty
Which is so
freaking
cool.
impressive.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool actually.
I don't know, like I don't know what it was. I don't know what the deal was with the small, tiny little trophy. I'm not sure what that was about, and I didn't see. I know that ArenaNet people were there, but I didn't see them on the stage at the very end there. So
I think the big trophy is reserved for the abjured, so whenever it's not the abjured who wins.
look, as much as I rooted for the abjured, like 55 just played really well.
Yeah. Oh my god, the comeback on that one game.
EU
What was it?
is-
466 to 2 something, and they
For a
came back.
million. Yeah,
EU is
for-
greater than NA. It's confirmed.
Jeez. Yeah, I don't know why the giant. I don't know why they didn't have the giant trophy there. Maybe they didn't ship it to the EU because it's pretty freaking big and heavy. I have no idea. I don't know. But when I was in Boston, Boots, you were there.
Yeah.
It was a very different scene. They did have the giant trophy there. There was a clear like ArenaNet presence on stage and stuff at the very end.
So it was in Leicester. What was the event besides what was it for? Were they the finals were at Leicester? Where, and was there like some sort of a con going on at the same time, or what? Does anybody know?
I don't
What?
know. I don't know. I honestly.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's like
Okay.
ESL headquarters or something. They built a
Okay.
special stage and stuff. That's why I guess it was held there.
I just remember, like I said, when I was in college a couple years ago, I used to play League of Legends a lot, and I watched when League of Legends was like becoming an esport. I was like, yeah, this is probably going to be pretty big someday. And they were just playing in like a shitty little room with like everybody sitting at like fold-up tables with tablecloths on them. And like the audience wasn't that big or anything. And now they're playing in like arenas in Korea
Yeah.
with like loads of people.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And I look at like the Guild Wars 2 stuff, and I'm like, I play Guild Wars 2, and I can't even follow what's happening on screen.
It's
Like,
tough.
I just don't know what they're doing. And like,
It's a problem inherent with the game itself. It's just
Yeah.
because League of Legends, everybody has like 4 skills or something like that. So first of all, you already have four to like 6 times as many skills for each class or profession in Guild Wars 2. So there's a lot more to keep track of just skill wise. And on top of that, it's kind of hard to see things that are going on in such a small constrained area compared to the obviously telegraphed stuff in League of Legends.
yeah, even like the top-down view from like kind of the side, I guess. Like in League of Legends, whenever somebody does something, like it like comes out of their character and it's like glowing colors and shit, and it's really obvious who it's coming from and what it's doing. Like if Misfortune is spamming shots out, like you know what's happening. Oh, okay. If fucking Mordekaiser blasts someone with his mace, you know what's happening. Like,
And I
yours,
think
well, go ahead.
I think that's why Stronghold probably needs to be it has to be developed
Yeah.
harder. I think it has to be developed harder, and it has to be like perfected as a game mode, because that kind of thing. Because the thing about League of Legends and other MOBAs is, and like StarCraft, for example, it's not a MOBA, but it has the same qualities in that the player skill isn't that big of a factor in those games compared to in Guild Wars 2. In Guild Wars 2, it doesn't matter if you're rushing home. It doesn't matter if you're rushing far. because it only matters if you could beat the person defending far and home. But with the MOBAs and with these the strategy games,
Yeah.
you could see whether or not it's going to be you could almost always see whether or not they're going to be victorious in their strategy move beforehand, before they get there, basically. Because with like StarCraft, they'll have more things attacking. They'll have, the numbers, etc.
A quick correction: the giant trophy is for worlds only, apparently.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
why the trophy was different, but you got to come up with a better trophy next time, guys. That trophy was...
Well, I mean, they have all the money. Maybe they'll have a big check. Do they have a big check?
Even a big check would have been cool. I didn't see any. I didn't see any big checks, so I don't know.
A retro pack Blue Eye Shining Dragon.
Sure, yeah, they could just hand those out. But yeah, even as someone who knows, who generally knows, like I'm not a hardcore world PvP player, obviously, right? But even as I was watching the games, it was hard to pick out which player was which, who was doing what exactly. And when a big play happened, then it's kind of like you're looking real close to kind of try and determine what the heck actually happened there.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's easy to follow the map and say, like, okay, they're rotating this way, or they're, the strategy they're using is easy for me to pick up on because I know Guild Wars 2. But the individual play, and there were some really great individual plays in these matches, they're harder to pick out, I think, when you're just watching.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because the team fights are where you should know what the outcome's going to be more, and it's less based on individual. It's group skill rather than individual skill. But it's only in this 1-versus-1 fights where you actually could see how things went in a fight. Because when there's 3 or 4 or 5 people fighting each other, it's just kind of a clusterfuck. And even though I don't want the game to change because I like.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, when I'm playing the game in a 2v3, whatever, I see what's happening. I know what my character's doing. I know what these guys are doing. I know where I should be attacking, etc. And I could see some telegraph skills if I have a good situational awareness. But I could see how somebody who isn't currently in the fight can't find anything, can't figure out what's going on at all.
It's a massive
Well,
problem.
some of that is the cameras as well. The camera system really needs more. I know they've improved it at least once since launch, but it needs. I don't know exactly what is needed there, but stuff to view the map better. The map is kind of like they kind of go from point to point to see what's going on, and I don't know. It's just not enough sometimes to really figure out, why, the casters are hyped and they know what's going on and they're shoutcasting and doing a fantastic job. But, as for an individual person watching it, kind of need better cameras.
But I mean, that's why Stronghold might work, because then people could see, oh look, they're making a massive push. But then again, unlike the MOBAs, where it can be a lot more strategic because there are many lanes, there's only one lane in Stronghold. So it's tough to say.
I think we need a dragon stand to be the next Stronghold map.
I think they either need to speed the game up even more, or they need to slow it down a lot. That's what needs to happen. Because if you just make it ridiculously explosive, so everyone just blows up really, really fast, then it's kind of really obvious what's happening here. Because I will say, if everyone was running Fresh Air Tempests, okay, it will be really obvious. The giant dragon's tooth smashes into someone. You throw out the Phoenix. You know exactly what's happening here. Or you do the Dagger 5, the massive fire thingy. It's really obvious what's happening here. Or if everyone was Reapers, because everyone was Greatsword Reapers. It's really obvious what's happening there. You pull people in. In fact, in a lot of respects, Greatsword kind of plays quite a lot like some MOBAs in a lot of respects, because there's big skills. It's very clear when you smash someone in the face with the greatsword, or the shout, the ridiculous effect on the shout with the massive ice explosion or something like that. Having stuff like that makes it really obvious. But the thing is, as you say, when you have 5 people, the visual noise is just fucking crazy, and you can't see anything that's going on. And it's very difficult, and this is actually, I think, an intrinsic problem with the game again. It's very difficult to appreciate skilled play because you can't
Yep.
see anything that's happening. In a lot of other games, you can kind of see, wow, you know, that was difficult to do. You know, it was wow, that was a good play,
Oh.
great play. But in Guild Wars 2, they're all kind of just beating on each other and then reviving each other, you know, petting each other, and then it just continues until one of them actually dies, and then the leverage happens and they lose. And I don't know how you can get around that, because the casters are right, because they make a big deal of someone dying. Okay, one person dying. Because once you have that numbers advantage, everything just dissolves for the other team until they can manage to get the advantage back. And that's why they say, oh yeah, you know, they have to get another +1 to take an advantage in a 1v1. Otherwise, people just kind of sit around just tickling each other for a little while.
Well, the other thing too is, and you know, maybe it's just, I don't know, too difficult for my brain to follow or pick out the individual players because of this visual noise. But you know, they make a real big deal out of, like, they call out individual players' names. Like yesterday, Alcor was a big name you kept hearing a lot because he was playing a druid and rezzing people, and it was kind of easy to tell where he was because they were focusing on him. But like Teapot says, when they say so and so just went down or whatever, it's hard to pick out like the individual. Like if you have a favorite player, it's hard to pick those individual players out, I think, when you're trying to watch them and follow the match or whatever.
Yeah, and the other thing is, it's kind of interesting. In the matches, the shoutcasters, who do a fantastic job, by the way, the shoutcasters like are trying to follow all the fights,
Right.
To you know, like, but then there's so many little things happening behind the fights. Like I noticed, at least I think on the first map with what was it? It was Team PZ versus not 55. The Mesmer was making some really good plays to decap points, but you can't really follow that because there's no fights going on at the time, so it's just a boring kind of thing to look at. But it's like really important. Although in the end, the Mesmer wasn't doing that great because Mesmers aren't so great in the current meta. But yeah, so he was like kiting the Necro on the other team all the way across the map and then porting back to take an uncontested point many times. And but it's things like that don't really get viewed that often, and you can't really, I don't know, it's hard to show the strategy in this game.
Yeah, the other thing I would say too, these problems besides themselves is I think that Guild Wars 2 PvP has really only picked up within the last year or so, with Worlds and stuff like that. Before then, you know, I don't know that it was really followed a whole lot. Maybe my time frame's a bit off. It's a little over a year, I guess, now that they've really been trying to push and promote and whatever.
What,
so
since the last Raid Wing?
well, so I don't know. I feel like it's still kind of in its infancy a little bit. It does need some more resources and stuff, and that's going to make some players angry, especially those who don't care about PvP at all.
Yeah.
So,
Which, if we're honest, is like 80% of the Guild Wars 2 community.
certainly the vocal part. I have no idea. I have no idea on the numbers, but yeah, I don't know.
It is
It's
going to
fun
be
to
very
watch,
interesting to see
but-
if they can make it work.
Yeah.
It has issues.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it will work though. I have
It's
to.
going to be an uphill climb. It's been an uphill climb for 3 years, and they're not that much further along as they were before. But,
Doesn't seem to be, no.
yeah.
So I mean, even someone like Blizzard. I mean, WoW is not. It's not a massive esport. You know.
No, not at all.
You know, not a lot of people, you know, watch it even when they have a big tournament. It's not comparable to League or, you know.
Are there any? I mean, I guess League kind of counts as an MMO, but it's not. It's designed specifically for esports and so like, is there any like diversified MMO that is good for esports? I don't think so.
No.
I think.
No.
Not currently anyway. No.
No. So Guild Wars 2 will be the first, guys. Yeah.
I certainly think that Blade and Soul is trying to push some of those angles. How hard they're going to push those angles, I have no idea, but they're definitely trying to build themselves up for these big tournaments style kind of things.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's with the kind of the combat style as well. But they're kind of
Right.
very
different,
like a
very
fighter
different.
almost. Well, it's very much like a fighter. I've seen Card do some bosses, and it looks pretty cool actually. Yeah, punching stuff.
Yeah,
Very
he's
entertaining.
been telling me about how like singular bosses in the dungeons have more mechanics than all of the raid bosses combined. And I was like, yeah, I guess that sounds about right.
Oh.
So, I don't know.
Fresh memes.
So speaking about raid bosses,
Yeah, it's funny you should say that because we have another one now. It is revealed.
I have a secret picture of it too.
Okay.
Do you?
Yeah, this hasn't been revealed yet, but I'll put it in stream chat.
Okay.
This is top secret, guys. By the way, I'm not supposed to be sharing that.
Oh, okay. You're not supposed to share the one from the stream?
Yeah.
No, it's a different one.
It's very different. It's
How is it different?
It's not on the stream. It's in the chat.
Yeah, it's in the chat.
Yeah, it's a link in the chat.
I missed it.
It's a secret.
I feel like, oh yes. This is Brazil's clearly. As soon as this came out and you started tweeting about this, I'm like, this is clearly his new favorite thing, without a doubt.
Oh. Guys, we're gonna need some more OSsloths. Okay, I'm seeing a few, but that isn't enough. You need to spam that way harder. Go, more, quicker. And you know what this guy also has? He has slublings, and they're grubs.
Slublings.
But
They're
with
fantastic.
sloth heads.
so weird.
Yeah.
What is this?
So,
I love it. I love them.
I love
Why
it.
does
I have a feeling this is the kind of boss, and it's already starting to show up. This is the kind of boss that it's gonna be either you love the idea of him or you despise the idea of him.
Kind of like
And
esports, right?
Kind of like esports, but yeah, but it's kind of the like a system, kind of microcosm of Guild Wars 2 in general. That like it's designed to be friendly to everybody and kind of interesting, but then there's like hardcore players who kind of hate that aspect of it, and it's the hardcore players who are gonna hate that there's a fucking sloth as a raid boss.
Yeah, bro. Oh my
But-
god, that's great.
But me, for example, I love that there's a sloth for a raid boss, and it's awesome. Oh my god.
What kind of
wonder what
attacks
he-
is it gonna have though?
Yeah, what is he gonna do?
Slow attacks,
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
But if it's slow attacks, then I don't know.
Or
There-
it'd probably be like, yeah, if you wake it up, it's bad. You shouldn't wake him up.
It sounded like you had to wake it up in order to fight it. Like you don't really have a choice, I don't think.
Yeah.
Or maybe, can you not damage it while it's asleep? Like it keeps on regaining health when it's asleep?
It just falls asleep
I've
in the middle of battle.
I've been thinking of Pokemon mechanics whenever I saw this.
Oh, like Snorlax?
Yeah, Snorlax a little bit, and there's a line of sloths. Slackoff, Vigoroth, and Slacking, I think. Slacking is really fun because it has like 500 base attack, which is obscenely high, but it can only attack every other turn. So you put a choice band on it, and you basically just bring it in and just one-shot something. So I'm hoping that this sloth has something like that it has like this crazy one-shot, or it like goes up to the ceiling and like little things come down, something like that. There's like Zelda bosses that do that. It makes me imagine mechanics from Nintendo games, and I like doing that because Nintendo bosses have really fun mechanics a lot of the time. And they also tend to do things in sets of 3. So you have to do a particular thing 3 times to kill the boss. Like Veil Guardian has like 3 phases or whatever, and so do all of the other ones. So I don't know.
Maybe he slows you to counter the Chronomancer.
Yeah, maybe.
There's a lot of slow going around. You
might
become a
be
sloth.
Boons or
But
something.
definitely, there might be slow. That's interesting, but they
Yep.
definitely confirmed that there's going to be weakness and burning. So this is something that I brought up a long time ago. That it'd be interesting if they start introducing bosses that you have to deal with conditions for. And obviously, with weakness, you're going to have to deal with the weakness. And maybe with the burning. Maybe the burning is going to do a lot of damage. Who knows? But definitely the weakness is going to be a big deal.
Well,
They mentioned poison as well, so weakness, burning, and poison from the slublings. Sounds like.
let's see. Oh wait, slublings convert boons, do they? Wait, oh no, that's a suggestion. I think that was a suggestion. But yeah.
Yeah.
There didn't it say there are 4 slublings? Is that how many there are? I think there are 4.
I'm not sure.
So they're just going around. Going
It sounds
crazy.
like that he could, like, I mean, with the thing like slublings, you could probably make it so that he just poops out more slublings whenever he wants to. You know,
They can just burrow out of the ground.
I mean, I think the slublings are going to be a lot like the Gorseval minions that get summoned up every so often, right? That you have to deal with the spirits.
Yeah, I would.
think-
Yeah.
I think it'll be like that. He does remind me a lot of Rift had a boss called Merdantix, and he was this big hulking gorilla sloth-like thing, twisted, not like that. But anyway, the tank had to kind of drag him around the room. It was a circular room, which I think we already know that ArenaNet kind of likes their circular room. So the tank had to drag him around the room. You couldn't let him stand in one spot because he dropped these AoEs that would like nuke the players that stood around him. So I can kind of envision this boss of you kind of have to drag him around as he summons slublings or lays down some kind of AoEs you can't necessarily stand in, and this means you have to move and attack constantly, like throughout the fight.
Yeah.
I think that'd be very interesting. Go ahead.
I would not be unhappy if it was just like a complete rehash of Korga from Arapath 1. Something like that. Because that boss is amazing and no one ever fights it.
well, it's interesting. They said it was originally designed as a dungeon boss, right? This sloth, and it was remade into a raid boss instead. So first of all, it makes me think that they were going to come out with another dungeon at some point, and it got scrapped, and this raid boss went somewhere else. But it also makes me think that it's possible that it could be designed kind of like a dungeon boss, but just upscaled. And dungeon bosses aren't... I mean, are there any dungeon bosses besides... there's... What's it called? There's the Lupicus.
You're talking about that has phases.
That has phases. That's like raid boss-like.
I haven't done dungeons for too long. I've no idea.
There are bosses and fractals that are. I think a lot of the fractal bosses do. Well, some of them. Like Archdiviner and...
Mitrin.
Yeah, and like the Aether Blade, whatever his name is. The little Azura guy.
With the electric walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, anyway, so it could be pretty good. Anyway, I like this sloth. I like him a lot.
I think it would be good if the sloth, you know, he just chases you down and you have to... If he actually gets to you, you die instantly or something. You know, you have to constantly run around, and if the sloth catches you up, he just swipes you and your whole team dies. So you have to constantly run away. Meanwhile, the slublings, they're also chasing you, and you can't kill them, as someone very very interestingly suggested in the chat. Well, if you kill the slublings to not get boon strip or whatever happens, because Snow says it looked like they convert boons. If you kill them, the boss starts going crazy. Maybe he gets faster or something, or does more damage. So you
They
have
did
to
say
leave
something like the slubling's head pops off or explodes or something, doesn't it?
Yep.
And into acid. So maybe if you
Permanent acid, permanent poison fields on the ground.
It was a
Don't
boss.
go away.
What was it? There's a boss in Borderlands 2 that did that. Like G? Or, what was his name? Master G, I think. Like, he fucking ran around with, like, a rocket launcher that shot out harpoons, and there were, like, worms or something that came out of the ground that you had to kill, and they would drop puddles of acid that got bigger and bigger, and you had to drag them through the acid puddles. So...
Kind of like Mitrin.
Hmm.
Yeah.
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 Or it could be like, what's that WoW boss in Naxxramas that you have to circle around the whole place, and he has acid puddles that go after him. You have
I
to.
don't know.
Okay. Anyway.
It's been way too long.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that Slothosaur here, or Snorlax, is going to be like a slow-moving boss, and the Snubblings will be fast-moving.
Yes.
So
I'm gonna guess, yeah. You're gonna need some condition removal,
Yeah.
DPS check to get past his sleeping mode, and
reflect to deal with the Slublings because they spit at you.
I really doubt there are ever going to be reflect mechanics in raids because they're way too abusable.
reflect from the boss though.
Yep.
Why is
What?
that abusable?
Not from the boss, from the Slublings.
From anything. Have you ever seen people killing
Oh, you're
Lucas
talking
in,
about
like,
okay.
2
We
seconds?
reflect. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was for some reason in my mind I was thinking about the boss reflect stuff.
Oh, that may happen. But us reflecting things, that will never happen in raids. Never.
Well, they're going to
Way
be pretty
too usable.
they're going to be innocuous projectiles though from the Slublings. They seem to just do a little bit of damage and set you on
And also-
fire.
Yeah, and also, don't you think that if they do allow a reflect mechanic, they'll make sure it doesn't screw over things?
I
No.
hope so.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know that they could actually do that with the way reflects work.
Hmm.
You just have a Tempest mass magnetic aura. Boom. The dream permanent magnetic aura with Tempest. Just think of the imbalance. Think of the power. That'll be pretty good. Pretty well. Okay, maybe not actually, but still. It'll
Pretty
be a
excited
fun
to find
gimmick.
out more about him.
Yes. Please
I'm
give.
pretty happy. Well, I'm pretty happy ArenaNet's not going to be giving us the mechanics or anything to ruin the surprise of, figuring that puzzle out.
Yeah,
I
mean,
realize that usually doesn't take too long for players to figure out, what's going on in the fight and how to beat it, but I certainly don't want to know that ahead of time going into the fight for the first time.
This is definitely an interesting situation because last raid wing we had at least Veil Guardian all figured out basically before it came out, and there were people who already done Gorseval and Sabbatha. And I don't know, probably nobody actually released any kind of information about how to beat them, but I mean, it's possible that it's sort of like...
Hashtag first.
Exactly, it's possible that it sort of fed through the ether, that some people got aware of it and were able to beat it based on small snippets of information.
Yeah.
But this, I think there still were raid testers, so it could still happen that little bits of information get leaked, but we are much more in the dark about what these bosses are like than we were with the original raid wing. So it'll be interesting to see how fast we could get these things down compared to last time.
Yeah, I think in the next couple of weeks they're going to feed us a little bit more of the lore and the story and stuff to not really let you see too much of the boss in action. At least that's what I would expect.
Yeah, the place is called Salvation Pass, right?
Yes.
What do you think that means?
It's probably some weird cult thing where they take people through and do weird cult things to them.
Because there just happens to be a sloth
that's
there.
really the impression that I'm getting from bandits. Why there's a sloth there, I have no idea.
Yeah, what does a sloth have to... And clearly, I mean, he's got beady little red eyes, so clearly he's evil. That's a clear indication.
I mean, maybe
mad.
Maybe he
just
got possessed by the souls or something that are floating around.
Or he just randomly lives there.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
It'll be very interesting how he's going to fit into the lore, the sloth. Maybe people, maybe the people in charge of they'll kind of just put the sloth there to guard, like the Veil Guardian, the Sloth Guardian.
What was the sloth's name?
Slothosaur.
Slothosaur. Okay, so he's basically an ancient dinosaur-like sloth.
Well, no, it's not Slothosaurus. They had to change it. They don't want to be a dinosaur. It's just Slothosaur.
Sloth.
I'm just going to call him Snorlax from now on. It doesn't really matter what they name him.
Okay.
Snorlax is stuck in my head every time I look at him. That's what I see.
Sloth
I like
Lax.
Sloth-lax. Yeah.
He doesn't look very imposing though, I'm not gonna lie. Looks like pretty easy kill.
I think they just have to make him bigger, and then...
Hey, he's a fair size. He was a fair size compared to the character, wasn't he?
He was like twice as tall
Twice
as
as
it,
tall?
I think.
But I mean, it's no Gorsable, is it? It's
No.
Which, I mean, to be
Yeah.
fair, my Norn is twice as tall as humans are, so...
Yeah. 6 times as tall as Asura.
I hate Azure so much.
How dare you?
I hate him.
Master Race.
Rats caused the Black Plague.
Well,
So-
was it really rats though? Wait,
Sorry.
was it not? Was it not the fleas? The fleas are the real enemy.
I guess.
Oh look! Oh,
Teapot knows.
What
He
is
lived it.
this? What is perilinking?
it's a sloth.
Oh.
From that new Disney movie.
Yeah, it's very. Oh, this is.
Sloths are in right
I-
now.
I hate animated movies that have animals with personalities because it just spawns the weirdest fan culture. And you probably have an idea of what I'm talking about, and it's so bizarre. It's so weird. Like,
Everything gets weird on the internet though.
yeah, it does. It's just, I don't know.
It always gets weird on the internet. Literally everything will be corrupted. Pretty much. Furries, Rule 34, exactly. Scorpion, hey, did I miss anything important, funny? Well, you missed 56 minutes of gold, so yeah, you have...
Have we been going for an hour already?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
it
we
feels
are.
like...
Ah.
Well, it feels like no time at all because I am literally playing Minecraft while we're talking.
Oh.
So it feels pretty fast.
Can you make a sloth? Can you build a sloth in Minecraft?
I could try.
Can
I
you
could try?
see?
Aren't you supposed to wait for your girlfriend to play Minecraft together?
No. Maybe.
Oh, okay. Or your fiance, excuse me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, I tend to do some stuff on my own and then show it to her.
So you
Look what I made!
Exactly.
It's like, that's nice.
That's great. Okay.
So are you gonna just expect some kind of sloth fan fiction Brazil then? Is that what you're kind of worried about? About the sloth?
Can't wait. He loves it.
And I don't know about the sloth from Guild Wars 2, but I hate cartoon animals.
Well, it isn't a cartoon, in fairness. It is.
I
in the
know. I
style.
didn't say it was a cartoon.
Something
The
about the
gif
dude
of the
with-
sloth from
the
that Disney
Disney-
movie is what set me off. So
Oh.
Zootopia, or whatever it's called.
yeah.
Yeah, they are pretty slow. Be a
Very
pretty
slow.
good life to be.
Yeah,
a
just
sloth.
like
That's
just
pretty
like
shit.
Guild Wars 2 updates, huh?
Yeah.
Remember,
Yeah.
Brizzo, remember when I told you about John Scott, the hockey player situation?
Yeah.
I just thought about it, and I think Donald Trump is the John Scott of the presidential elections.
I think Donald Trump's gonna win.
I think he's going to win the Republican...
Yeah.
I think he's gonna win the whole thing.
I don't think so. Come on. The world would end. World
can't
would
wait.
literally-
because-
I live in Texas, and you would straight up be afraid if you heard what people say here about how clever he is and how we need someone who's not afraid to say what the truth is.
Well,
And
he's
it's
not
just
afraid
like
to say it. He's not afraid
It's
to
like
say stuff.
Is not to say stuff, not necessarily the truth,
Yeah.
Right.
but stuff. in general.
Politics, I feel like politics is something that should probably be left out of video game streams for the most part. But Donald Trump is literally a creepy old rich white guy with a swamp rat on his head. Like, why would you ever vote for that? Like, he's just, don't, please don't. And like,
They will in droves.
the shit he says and the shit he does, just
But it's fine.
I can't wait
It's
until
really
he makes
fun.
Mexico pay for the wall.
Yeah.
Gonna build.
Yeah.
gonna be
That was
fantastic.
his first campaign promise, right? So
Yeah.
he's got to
people
fulfill.
love it. People love it.
They want to build a wall.
Yeah. It's gonna be good. Well, it's gonna be entertaining at the very least.
He's literally going to turn into Emperor Palpatine when he becomes president. Like, his skin's just going to... and he's gonna shoot lightning out of his goddamn hands.
He's not. I don't think he's evil though. I don't think he's evil. I just think he's
No.
kind
Just
of crazy.
self-serving.
No, I don't know if he's evil either. I think he's too smart to be evil.
I guess it depends what your definition of evil is.
Malicious.
Would you
I think
say,
he's definitely malicious.
Would you say that trying to become president of the United States just to like up your own brand and possibly change rules to make your company better is malicious?
Yeah.
If he
Then yeah, he's evil.
if he changes the rules to serve his own ends, then yeah, that's not good. I'm not sure if he
Yeah.
would though. He's funny. I like him. He is funny.
I would
You just love the drama.
Yeah.
You just love it.
if
Yeah.
Eat it up.
Donald Trump was like a character on Doctor Who where the doctor like went to some planet or time to like stop him from becoming president of the United States, I would love Donald Trump. A situation like that. But in reality, like, yeah, please no. Please don't do that.
Yeah.
It's fine.
What's gonna happen? It's gonna happen.
Yeah, you're the only one who has
He's
to deal with
literally
this.
like he's like
I'm
Nemesis. He understands that controversy will make you win. So
Would you rather
like-
have Nemesis or Trump as,
I'd rather
as
have-
president of the United States?
That's a good point. I think I'd probably rather have Nemesis as president.
I would actually really like to have Nemesis running a country. That would be amazing. Why can't we elect Trump? He's a good guy, says Modromoth. Well, he can't go and rule your country because he doesn't live there. I guess he could.
Yeah.
Nemesis 2016? I could see him running for public office. He'd probably win, actually. He'd be good at that. Yeah. Anyway, Guild Wars 2. Maybe Trump should take over Guild Wars 2.
Yeah.
Well, we already have a wall around the Tengu area, so and they paid for it.
Well,
They did
yeah,
pay for it.
they did pay
So-
for it. Yeah.
There you go.
That's pretty good, Snow. We're over $1 trillion in debt, President, and then Nemesis says the math is a lie. The math is fake.
That's pretty good.
The death and taxes are a lie. I hope Trump gets elected so the rest of the world can laugh at you. That's basically what a lot of people are banking on, actually. Pretty much.
People will soon realize that Nemesis was not crazy or wrong. So
In
that's all
relation
I
to
have
what?
say.
Oh, yeah.
TPS.
Yeah,
TPS.
why don't you tell us about that, actually? This is quite an
Yeah.
interesting
So-
thing. Lay it down.
If I send you a spreadsheet, can you put it on the thing?
If you send me a screenshot of a spreadsheet, I can.
Okay, I'll do that. Let me open up.
Hang on, I can't. I won't be able to see it though because.
No,
yeah.
I'll put it in a different Skype chat
Oh,
so it doesn't mess everything up. Is that acceptable?
wait, where did it go? Where did
Will
it?
will that work?
Oh, apparently my internet died as well. Can you even hear me?
Here, let me give you the DPS screenshot before we go back.
Yeah.
Also, your webcam's not here.
Somebody
yeah.
crashed him again.
Yeah. Send me the memes.
Yeah, it's there.
Okay, hang on.
What happened? Did you accidentally unplug your computer?
No. Internet died. Feels bad, man.
So yeah, Rob. So Minecraft updates every once in a while, but it's still pretty vanilla. It just has its basic stuff basically in it. Maybe a few extra biomes than it did a long time ago. But at the same time, there's a huge community that makes mods for the game, which have added so much extra cap, like extra
Like
dimensions.
server donations.
Yeah, that's one thing. No, but you don't even have to deal with any of that crap. There's just like personal mod packs that you could download that...
The stream isn't up. Not yet.
It will be back in a minute. It's yeah. It should be
and
back.
so he adds like extra dimensions, like machinery and
Yeah.
electricity and a lot of really cool stuff. And new mobs, new biomes, new everything.
Is
Yeah.
it different electricity than redstone?
Yeah, it is. You get generators, machinery. I don't know. There's a ton of crap.
Yeah,
Like-
Mess has been bugging me for months and months to get into like because he really liked Trove, but unfortunately Tryon took that game and they made it to the point where like you need to play Trove as like your only MMO to keep up with all the shit that they add and the grind to get the mounts and whatever else they have going on, right? So
I think it's back.
It
I
should
think
be.
it's coming back.
Is it? Okay, good.
Well, it just like the stream just like flashed or something. Like the offline message went away. There it is.
Okay, are you on?
Yep.
I can.
was fun.
I can give a
I mean, I
good
was about
review
to-
to Virgin Media. Wow.
I was about to start talking about a topic that we might not have been able to come back from, but I'm glad the stream came up when it did. 'Cause it saved us. Anyways, as you will see in this screenshot, it looks a little bit like a combat log because it is.
okay.
Okay.
So you can tell what you're doing and you can have a log of it. So you can see that my warrior with like, I would say like 85 to 90% perfect rotation at Veil Guardian does like 9.8k DPS average over the whole fight.
Yeah, but we talked about this a
Yeah,
little
we
bit,
did.
right?
Yeah.
And what did we determine?
That it's, I think we got that it was about 16k average fighting Veil Guardian when Veil Guardian was up.
Exactly. So like
Yeah.
the 9.8k is the overall of the fight, including the downtimes between fighting things.
Yes, but you have to consider all of that because that's the mechanic and that's the fight. So saying that something does 20k DPS is absolute horseshit because maybe it does for a little bit, but it doesn't do that the whole fight.
What about Dagger Warhorn Tempest though? We've seen the numbers. There's so many numbers, man.
I mean, yeah, but it doesn't do 30k DPS the whole fight.
How much
It might
DPS do you
do-
think it does?
It might do 30k DPS for like 5 seconds, not the whole fight.
But I mean, the question is, I mean, it brings back, this is kind of like the discussion we had with Nemesis a long time ago.
It's literally the discussion we had with Nemesis a long time ago.
But it brings back the question of what is your real DPS, and I think that you could say that if you get 16k when you're fighting Veil Guardian, that is your real DPS. Because yes, your DPS goes down when you're not fighting anything, but that's not your fault. That's the fault of the fight itself. When you're actually fighting something, you're getting 16k DPS. You're not getting 9.8.
Yeah, but warrior DPS is spiky. Whenever you, that's Venom Share Thief. But whenever you actually like take that information and make a graph out of it, warrior DPS is not so spiky up and down.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So like your DPS when you're bursting and doing 100 blades is pretty high. Your DPS whenever you are on cooldown for berserk mode and you're basically auto attacking is very low.
So I guess it's all sort of a question of how quickly you could ramp up your DPS based on how the fight goes and how many downtimes there are.
I don't even like, you have to consider the downtime because that's part of the fight. If you're going to be engaged in a boss for 7 minutes, you can't just say, well, my DPS was 16k for 3 minutes. Like, I mean, that's kind of picking what you want to talk about. I guess.
Did you run it? Did you run Veil Guardian with other things besides PS Warrior for that DPS meter?
Venom Share Thief, and it was when I was fighting Veil Guardian, my DPS was about 16, 17k.
Okay, and what was it before using that DPS meter?
What do you mean?
Like, what was your, if on the other DPS meter, the one that PS Warrior was getting 15k on Veil Guardian?
No, it was getting 15k on Gorseval the whole fight. Aside from the spirit phase when it was getting like 9k, which was literally me auto attacking with sword. With weakness.
That's pretty good.
I think for a
damage.
lot of this stuff, you really need to determine what is the time value that you're going to measure the DPS for. In other MMOs, that have combat logs and parsers that they allow and stuff like that. When people make videos and builds for those things, when they determine the value of those builds, it's over a given amount of time that seems to be standardized across the community. 2 minutes, 1 minute, whatever it happens to be, and they do their best rotation for that to get the average DPS.
Let me stop here. Snazzles9 says, so the DPS meter is accurate, not counting DPS on ads? It's a very good question to raise, because if you saw, in one of the columns, it said on Gorseval the Multifarious, and you can filter out what you were fighting. So if I want to see just the DPS on Bandit Arsonists and Sabbatha, I can see that. If I want to see just the DPS on Gorseval the Multifarious, I can see that. If I want to see just bleed stacks on an Enraged Spirit, I can see that.
Yeah, it's good. I like that.
Wow.
I like that. They're still working on it though, right? They haven't really made it so that you could use all of those in the game yet. You could only look at that afterwards, right?
Yes.
But they're going to change it so that those are all selections you could do in game. That's good. I like that a lot.
It is good. Yeah.
But what Inks is saying is right, and which is what my point was, is yeah, you could have the mentality that you have to think of the whole fight as the whole fight, and your DPS is really only 10k, not 15k, because there are downtimes. But in reality, you're not really thinking about that at all. You shouldn't have to think about that at all, because when you're doing damage is when you want your DPS, right? You don't care that you're not doing DPS on the downtimes, because you're not doing DPS on the downtimes. So the DPS meter should probably, instead of taking the entire fight and averaging it over the entire fight, should probably only be counting intervals where you're actually fighting. So if your combat log doesn't get updated
What
for
if I told you it
20
does
seconds,
all of that?
what do you mean? You're saying that the 9k was not counting the downtimes?
No, it was counting the downtimes, but if you wanted to filter between all of that stuff...
Oh yeah, no, that's great.
Yeah.
That's what a DPS meter should be able
Sure.
to configure. That's good. I like that a lot for the DPS meter. But I'm saying that your real DPS is 9.5k isn't entirely accurate either, because
No, I'm saying that's the average DPS over the whole fight.
yeah, okay.
But that's a
That's
useful
fair.
figure to have, though, because
Yeah,
for,
it
for example, you know how much damage you need to do on average to beat Gorseval and Veil Guardian. It's not that high even.
It's
Was
not
it-
that high.
Was it like 4.5k on
Which
on
is
Veil Guardian or something to do it within the Enrage with a few minutes for downtime?
well, what's Gorseval's?
Health?
No, what is the average DPS you need for Gorseval per
I
player?
think he has 22 million health, and the timer is 7 minutes.
And what? Okay.
And there's a good amount. There's a few minutes of downtime as well, so it's more like 440 you have to kill him, I guess. Because let's say just over 2 minutes of downtime with the 2 spirit phases. It depends. You can do them way quicker than that, obviously, but just say for an average group, it's not that high. It's surprisingly low. You'll be amazed how low it is. It just shows how much it gets crazy when there are eggs and stuff. And
Well, how
obviously,
much DPS you're wasting, really, right? Like you're bleeding DPS from your group, because I mean that's really the big difference between a regular casual group or normal group versus those who do no glide, Gorseval kills and stuff, right? They're able to maximize their DPS, so they don't have to glide. They can ignore that aspect of the fight.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Disregard mechanics, do more DPS. But, yeah, it's pretty interesting. But I guess, yeah, Janix. It's a useful metric as long as everyone uses the same metric.
I don't even agree with that,
Why not?
because it reads condition and power completely differently.
In
That's
more-
And
yeah,
it
it's-
does not factor in AoE at all. Everything is towards the same number.
Sure.
It doesn't factor in AoE.
It doesn't separate it, is I guess what I should have said.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no. So yeah, this seems like a much more sensitive DPS meter. So it has the ability of being a lot better. My question is though, like, I guess what the question is in the downtime between power, like if you're differentiating power and condition damage, in the downtime when you're not able to damage something with a power build and the conditions keep ticking, if you have Janex who shuts off its DPS meter after,
Yep.
let's say, 10 seconds of no damage being done to a thing, if the conditions keep ticking, then I guess the counter keeps ticking on that one, on Janex, which would that make
It
condition
inflates
damage-
power damage.
It inflates power damage and reduces condition damage
Yep.
a little bit.
Yeah.
And it will purposefully not double read stuff. So like if you look at that, like that log there, where it says torment poisoned, like whatever, the same stuff, torment bleeding poison, like all together, and the numbers are usually similar or the same. Like it will skip that. So
Okay.
that's another thing. It's just, I'll give them props on what they did. The
Yeah, it's
GW2 DPS meter, it has incredible features. It looks really good. It's a cool meter. I just really don't consider it to be accurate or honestly worth using for accuracy. I just like, at this point, I just don't even include it because in my videos, so I don't like it. It's fun. It's neat. It looks cool. Those are all pluses for it. But in terms of accuracy, what?
Denied. Well,
What?
how long do we have to wait until we have the true DPS values then?
Hopefully not too much longer.
Okay.
Ooh. What about Condi?
I don't know. I think it's pretty impressive. I mean, Janex came up with the idea of taking like visual reads of the combat log. That's props to Janex. You know.
Sure.
Yeah.
One day ArenaNet will realize that Torment should always do full damage to bosses. That'll be an interesting one, actually. Connie Revenant might be pretty good.
For me, when I use a tool like Janix or any DPS reader, I really use it to gauge how I'm personally doing in the fight. How bad am I screwing my rotation up, or how bad am I disconnecting from the boss too much, or whatever that is. I have a general understanding of how much DPS I should be doing. And so that's what I tend to use the tool for. I do understand, the inaccuracies that exist. And if you're making a build guide or you're trying to make a claim as to how much DPS something actually does, then obviously it's important to have, a meter that accurately reads that sort of stuff.
I think that's a really good point. It's a really good point, because if I watch a really good Tempest do Veil Guardian or Sabbather with a specific build, the same build I'm using, I know that if I can make my meter show the same number as that, I'm doing something right. It's irrelevant if that's actually an accurate number, but if I see someone else kill the boss fast with a number on Janix, I know that if I can get my numbers close to that, I'm doing something well.
And isn't that the whole point of the DPS meters in the first place? If we start trying to get way too accurate,
I don't even
aren't
agree
we-
with that at all.
aren't we
Why not?
going into
Because
too
your
much
settings
elitist
could be
territory?
different than theirs. And that changes it.
What do you mean it's completely
I mean, it does.
How
it
many
does change
lines
it.
it reads and how
Yeah.
fast it updates.
Well, use the same setup. That's
How
the
do
whole
you know
point.
they're using the same setup if you just watch a video or something?
Because you can see how tall
Well,
their
that-
combat log is.
Yeah,
That's
but
good.
they might still have it set to like 12.
Why would they do that? That would be retarded.
I don't know. Why
Brazil
do
would do it.
people? Why do people not know how to salvage items or not repair their armor? Why do people get to level 80 and they still use like green and blue level 65 gear? I have no idea. But people do dumb shit you wouldn't expect, so I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, the first time I used Janex, I didn't set it up at all. Like, I hardly set up the thing at all, so I think that the numbers I was getting weren't accurate.
It's very easy for people just to download the thing, not read any of the instructions, and just look at it and say, oh, there's a number. Okay, it works.
Yeah.
50k DPS. You should measure the DPS of ISPO. How much DPS does ISPO do, Brazil? Have you used it on the new meter?
He had a DPS of 63,183.
Wow. Wait, hang on. Okay, yeah.
That was from Nemesis. It was something. It was like 68,000 or something stupid.
It kills the golem a few times.
Yeah.
Wait, but with the line casting exploit. No, wait, what is going on here? Rex is baby raging about torment and confusion.
Shut up.
Baby Rage is about everything.
Yeah. ISPO.
I mean, I'm excited to have an accurate tool.
Yeah.
So it'll be good.
Put ArenaNet out of a job. You know, it's just what's the easiest way for them to get more work done? Just have the players do it instead.
That's what
May as
ESO
well.
did.
Yeah.
That's what ESO did? Oh,
What did they do?
What did they do?
They just said, "Here's the API. Develop the tools."
Speaking of which,
Rex
I have
is-
to...
And then right
Rex
before
is
they
baby
launched,
raging about us calling him baby raging.
Yeah.
right before launch, they gutted their API and then made those programmers reprogram their DPS tools and stuff.
Smart. That's a smart move.
reminded me of something I had to do. I have to give a plug to that shaman because he helped me with something last night that I have no concept of how to even do by myself, but he was a bro, and he gave me the hookup with some sweet code for a sweet project. So thank you. I don't know if you watched these or not, but yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there.
How else does he know who you are if he doesn't watch these?
I don't know, probably from Twitter or something, or YouTube.
I mean, I'm kind of interested about this actually. So, what are you doing that all these other things don't already do? Because
Math and avoid.
Because I will not say, because obviously it is a secret. Otherwise, you would have said so. But what are you going to add to the things? Because tools like what you're describing already exist.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do better? Is there any particular area you're going to make better than?
Yeah, my wallet.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I thought it was a kind of a big project for your YouTube or the community,
no.
which you love so much.
I don't care about those things.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I just want to manipulate the market with my influence.
Oh,
It's
is
like
this...
Secret
yeah.
Tester said all along. That's a different market.
Okay.
Okay, what
If you want to make money off Yu-Gi-Oh, buy some Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragons and buy some
Off of Brazil.
Saga of the Blue Eyes White Dragon structure decks, because those are going to go up, 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 up. Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon was $2 3 days ago. Now it's $4. Dragon's Mirror was $5 like 3 days ago. Now it's $10.
Wow.
The
So that
Blue
means
Eyes structure
in like a year,
decks,
they're going to be $6,000.
you can get the Blue Eyes structure decks for like 15, 16 bucks right now, and those are probably going to double in May. So buy a couple.
That's your
investment?
Yu-Gi-Oh tip for the week.
Yeah.
Yep.
Another tip from Brazil.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. Yeah. Just the
Galaxy
tip of the
Eyes Dark Matter Dragon is going to be so broken.
It just sounds broken already. Galaxy
Yeah, it does
Eyes
sound pretty
Dark
powerful.
Matter Dragon.
It has 4,000 attack, so that's basically a 9 in terms of magic, like we were talking about on the downtime. Whenever it's summoned, you can send 3 dragons from your deck to the graveyard, and your opponent has to banish 3 monsters out of their deck.
I think that sounds great.
If you send Blue Eyes cards to the graveyard, you build advantage. So you're literally building advantage and making your opponent banish monsters out of their deck, and you get a monster with 4,000 attack. And you can make it from using Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Dragon, Photon Dragon, whatever it's called. So you blow up a monster, you overlay with Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon, you banish their cards, and you attack for 4,000 damage, and then your opponent flips the table over. It's nuts.
Wow.
Why would you ever want blue anything if you have galaxy eyes?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, enough card games. I'm out. All right, goodbye. I don't care.
You can actually see the view count dropping. Oh,
Just
feels
like the
bad,
Fine
man.
Brothers subscribers.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Someone.
Was doing a live stream of it. That's
No,
fucking
no, no,
good.
no. Someone converted the graph into a Line Rider map. Line Rider is like a game where you
yeah.
ride
Oh,
a
wow.
bicycle.
That game. The classic game.
Oh.
Yeah. Totally
Anyways.
not duelist. Oh, what's that, Cyan? What have you learned?
Is there any other Guild Wars 2 stuff we could talk about?
I don't know.
Not
Let's think
really.
about it for a second.
They haven't been doing anything.
No, nothing's happening.
We could talk about how you can squeeze milk cartons into a microphone.
What?
I like those sound things.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
those people
Yeah.
do too, and people in the Twitch chat were just like,
Yeah.
What is
Hates
going
everything.
on?
yeah.
Yeah. They
No,
do.
Twitch chat's fun. Twitch chat's amazing.
Guild chat's just a weird show.
Please talk about Revenant.
Okay.
What in
Revenants.
particular?
I don't-
Anything?
like
They're,
see something in particular about Revenant?
they're powerful.
It's not very good.
How the like the top groups aren't using them anymore,
Mm.
basically.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not
Like they're
very
dead
good.
in PvE, I guess. Well, not PvE, but raids.
Well,
Because the auto attack sword?
No, because you just don't need it. It doesn't.
turns
do anything.
out you can just get a Chrono who knows what they're doing, and you get permanent quickness anyway.
Well, is it permanent? It's pretty close to permanent, but is it
Hello.
100%?
It doesn't need to be 100% boon duration for it to be permanent. Because you take the sigil of whatever it's called, boon duration,
Mhm.
and you can get to like
Concentration.
50% by yourself. So
Pretty
that's
close.
like 88%. And if you actually like rotate properly, like it's quickness for everybody.
Boom. Can you get it to all?
And-
Can you get it to everyone though? All 10 people.
Probably. I mean,
100% all 10? I don't think so.
like I play and it doesn't seem to ever be a problem for me. I don't know about other people.
Are you in the same group as the Chrono?
I don't know. I don't ever pay attention.
Well,
Well, the Chrono is usually in his own group. He's not usually in the same
That's
group.
another thing.
yeah.
I really don't think it makes a difference, like how you set the shit up.
It's an
It
interesting
does.
one.
I have not seen it make a difference.
Makes a huge difference. What are you talking about?
How?
Because if your Chrono is in a group of 5 people and you only have one Chrono, then those 5 people, if they're all in the stack, are going to get
Yeah,
all
if they're
the quickness.
all in the stack.
Yeah, they're going to get all the quickness. So otherwise you're saying that you want to make it so that the Chrono has to coordinate and you're going to separate your 2 groups of 5
No.
people so that the Chrono runs
It can
back and
overflow.
forth. It can overflow, but if your 5 people are there, they're going to get the quickness and not the other 5 people.
I have still not seen it be a problem, even with that setup.
Okay.
So that's why it makes me think something's happening, and maybe the splitting up the groups and making it look all weird is not really doing anything. Which, I mean, I don't know. I've been in groups where you put 2 parties of 5 and you have a Chrono in one of them, and I still have quickness in the other group and like alacrity, and it's.
Oh yeah, that's possible, but
I know.
But like if all 5 of your group aren't in your AoE at the time, then it will go over to the other group. But it's more likely not to do that.
Well, Particular is the proponent of the formation strat, so maybe I don't know. You can tell.
Yeah,
us
I mean
something about
the best option if you only have one Chrono, I think, is to put it in its own group, especially if you don't have a Revenant, because then the Revenant doesn't have to be with him, and you could just do it all solo Chrono.
that. Just use 10 Tempests. Just cheese everything.
Yeah, 10 Tempest, 1 Chrono. I think that's a video online that you shouldn't look at.
What? Oh, I see. It's okay. Wow. Yeah. Jumping to cannons, splitting for chainsaws, running to greens can mess this up, but there's nothing to do about that. That is true. Mechanics will be mechanics. Feels bad, man. Yeah. Who knows?
Should we take questions from the Twitch chat?
I think that's all we have to do at this point. I don't think they have any though. I think they just want memes. That's all they ever
Memes are
want
good.
is memes.
Someone wanted to talk about Black Desert and the Division. That's all anybody was playing this weekend because Guild Wars 2 hasn't updated anything in forever. They're betas. People are going to play them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I hate
And that-
betas.
Hell, when those games release, people will play them en masse. That's what people do. They play
For
new
a few
games.
days, anyway. And they'll come
Isn't that-
crawling back.
Yeah, but isn't that the whole point of Guild Wars 2? When then there's no sub fee that you could just...
Yeah, they don't have to update it, and people buy their shit, and they log in to buy.
Because when they do update, you just come back. There's no sub fee that you have to drop because you're bored and there's no updates. So since there's no sub fee, they could come back whenever they want and then buy new shit when it comes out. It's a great strategy.
It is.
I gotta say, Rex
is.
nailed it with that.
It was actually pretty good, isn't it? Yeah.
I can't even read that.
I think you're completely correct, Boots. But do you not feel like it feels bad, man, if you actually play every day and a lot?
Sure, of
Yeah.
course it does.
For sure.
Because
Absolutely.
it is quite unfortunate that we
If it
haven't
is
had
your only
anything.
game, yeah, if Guild Wars 2 is the only game you play, it feels bad, man, for sure.
This is the only game I play, and I haven't had any problems. I mean, I've been raiding for 6 hours a day, and I'm still not bored of raiding. So the people that are can fuck off because they're idiots. Anyways, let's.
What do you think
continue.
about the next Raid Wing will be comparable difficulty to the first?
I think that's fine.
I mean, I was hoping that it would... I was hoping that not every boss. I don't think it... Like, trying to one-up yourself on every boss, I think, is a silly concept. But I thought that... I was hoping that some of the bosses would be more difficult.
They said comparable. They didn't say...
Well, yeah, that's
exactly
true.
the same.
They said comparable, but I was hoping for a slight difficulty increase in the overall raid.
I could see the final raid wing being harder than the other two, and I could understand incremental increases for every single boss, but that would be very hard to do, like you said. As long as there's new mechanics, like completely new mechanics, and it's a new interesting thing that you have to do, I'm totally okay with them being exactly as difficult. As long as the last raid wing has one or two harder bosses. Because, yeah, you are supposed to have some kind of increase for the final boss, I think.
It depends if the raids are sequential as well. Suppose maybe the second whole raid, if it kind of follows on in some way from the previous one, they can make that one harder, the whole raid harder, and then the third raid could be even harder than that, and then it'll be an expansion pack. Ellie giggle.
I also don't think that's going to happen, except for the fact that if because of new expansions and new classes being added, new elite specializations being added, there's power creep. Then if there's power creep, then yes, I could see why a boss would have to be a little bit harder. Just because in WoW, bosses are harder because there's huge power creep every time a new expansion comes out.
You don't think there's been power creep, Brazil?
I mean, I don't think my dick is 8 inches long.
It's unfortunate for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
poor guy.
I mean, but you don't think there's power creep?
No.
Oh, that's something we should definitely do. Okay, we need to do this. So, actually, maybe someone's already done this.
People who think there's power creep in Guild Wars 2 have never played any game where there's actually power creep.
Okay, there's a difference
anyone-
between power change and power creep.
Has
I know.
anyone done a zero elite specialization, Veil Guardian, or all the bosses yet?
They absolutely could.
No, but
Have
have
be
they?
a problem? I don't know, because people think there's power creep, and they think they have to play elite specializations.
Okay, we're doing this. We're definitely doing this.
And that's another point. Someone asked the question, what's your opinion on Teapot's 10 healer Tempest VG run? If we do anything on stream, people are going to copy it and put it on Reddit.
Yeah, it's
So-
funny you should say that.
Because that's happened twice already.
Yes, it has.
I had an idea of a 10-person Venom Share Thief run
Perfect timing.
because you have 10 healers basically. And as long as
that would not work out very well.
it would be amazing. What are you talking about? You have the
Because
10 healers.
the Venoms override each other?
Yeah,
you have
that's the whole
perfect
point. You're
timing, yeah.
coordinated. You have to
Ooh,
coordinate.
yeah.
You have to go, okay, Thief 1, go. Thief 2, go.
Yeah. It's awesome.
It'd be
Come
so
on.
much fun. Come on.
It's so good.
You'd be unstoppable.
It's a fun idea, but it would never work.
You're not a dreamer, Basil.
You're correct. I'm not. I have to answer this question too. Let's see, where was it at? It's up further. No, it's not. It's down. Where is it?
What are you looking for?
The question about guild hopping. I don't see it anymore.
Yeah. I think I saw that one actually. Where is it?
I missed it.
Oh wow, I actually can't find it.
Yeah, I can't find
Question:
it.
I like how Brazil changed guilds like girls change cloth. Are you a YouTube mercenary? No loyalty to any guild. ... How do you feel about that?
So I was a member of D&T for like 3 years. I loved that guild for the most part, especially towards the beginning when I first joined, when fractals were new to the game around like the first Halloween update. Loved it. And towards the end of it, I started to not love it so much, and I also started to realize that there were other things I could be doing with my time and making improvements in other areas aside from Guild Wars 2. So that's kind of what I started doing for those reasons.
That's when he got a new hat.
Yeah, but I mean, I have been kind of floating around because I've not really found anything that has been similar to that.
Tough.
If I had found something exactly like that environment, which I kind of liked, but I mean, maybe with
You should
different.
join World of Enders.
No.
Probably.
I'm in a guild right now that I really enjoy, that I really care about, that I have friends in, and it's great. But I also have to put some level of priority on kind of raid content and getting footage for the next raid wings and raids that come out, and that's not really something that I can do in the kind of main guild that I have that I really like. But I mean, that's not to say that I mean,
You're not going
I
to quit the guild. You could have 5 guilds.
yeah, exactly. And I am in 5 guilds right now, and
Yeah.
I do different things with all of them. But I have put priority on one because I really like it there. In terms of community, it's basically it's not as big as D&T was, because D&T is spread out from multiple games, and I had friends in like all of the games. And I mean, I don't know. I still have friends from D&T that I played with years ago that I still talk to. I don't know. What?
It's tough. It's tough to find a guild that you gel well with. And, you know, until you can find that, you hop around from guild to guild to find that where you feel comfortable with those people and playing the game with them and enjoying your time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Terry Hesticle's failed Kappa. Boom, he kills himself. Honourable, very honourable. Well
You can
done,
ban
Terry.
yourself?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Oh, that's awesome.
If you fail a Twitch chat emote, you can just do ! Sudoku, put yourself out of your misery.
God, here's this question again. Brazil, what's your beef with Mikey? I didn't really, I mean,
Sirloin.
there was kind of one because for a little while I was very disappointed in his behavior on Reddit, which is still an issue to this day. But I didn't really have a problem with him until the hashtag first stuff happened. And I knew that was going to happen. And it did happen. And that's when I started having a problem with him.
That's good
So-
stuff.
I talked about this a whole lot last week. But
Let's see.
I mean, it's very obvious that I was not the only one that had a problem with him, because there are a whole lot of other core D&T members that were core D&T members for a long time that are no longer core D&T members. And there's no longer a dtguilds.com.
It redirects to their Twitch team, doesn't it?
Yes. It used to redirect to Reddit because people like to talk on Reddit. But
Wow. Let's see. What else we got here? What was your favorite video from the teams thingy? You know, the for the PvP yesterday, Pro League, the Pro League team interview thing, which was the most cringe.
Oh, jeez. The power of friendship.
Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do it, Inks. No, please.
I loved
You're giving me
the
flashbacks.
PZ. I love the PZ
Oh,
thing.
look, a Nike sub.
I didn't catch the PZ one, so yeah, I don't know.
They're all so good.
Yeah. Cringy.
Ugh.
On purpose. Cringe on purpose,
No, it wasn't
right?
on purpose.
Totally.
It was supposed
It must
to
have
be,
been
it
on
was,
purpose.
It was supposed to be badass.
Absurd was totally on purpose. No, it was totally on purpose. I mean,
Why did you ban him?
Wait, what?
Don't ban Rainius for being a Nike sub.
god.
you also have you had Magic Toker like Welcome to the Gun Show, and it was
shit.
Yeah, but he does that all the time.
He does it all the time, but that's like cringe awesome, right?
Yeah, it's pretty
Cringe
great.
gold.
Stop move. No, the chat keeps moving. I'm just banning random people. Okay, random.
Anyway, no, I love it. I love the whole thing. There was so PZ got kind of destroyed by rank
Yes.
55, and then Vermilion didn't get destroyed, but got pretty good, got pretty handled by Abjurd.
Yeah. Handled, huh?
Got handled,
I
yeah.
like that.
You like handling things, Brazil?
You could say that.
Okay.
Ooh.
But and then the Abjurd against 55, it was pretty close. So I don't know. What is this NA versus EU thing now? What do you think? EU wins or?
It's a thing in every single game
Yeah,
that has
it's
an
every-
NA and an EU.
No, I understand, but do you think EU is the winner now or?
No,
is it
they're-
still up in
I don't.
the air?
It doesn't matter.
I don't
I mean,
think.
they win
I
this
think it does
series.
matter.
It's shit.
They won
win
the
the series.
Yeah, they won
Yeah.
the series, but I don't think actually there was a lot of NA bashing. Actually, it was hilarious. Even the commentators, the guys who were just at the
Well,
devs,
yeah,
just
yeah.
talking about
Yeah,
games, they were bashing NA. It was really, really funny. The team interviews, they were bashing NA. The commentators were bashing NA, saying how much better the European teams are. I love that kind of banter.
It's kind of
It's
true,
really
though. I mean,
entertaining.
It kind of proved it in this thing that everybody what they were saying isn't that NA in general is altogether bad. It's just that Abjurd is the only good team on NA. And
Well, even Abjurd said that
Yeah,
like
they're
there's
on
a
it.
lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot more EU players that are
lot
of
more
a higher
competition.
skill level.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot more competition there, and NA is pretty thin when it comes to that.
Hmm.
For Guild Wars 2, anyway. I can't speak about other games.
I feel triggered by Brazil for calling us a bunch of casual idiots. I demand an apology or else I will feel forced to write a Tumblr rant about this topic.
Go ahead.
Tumblr rat.
Better do it. So what are your thoughts on that was the first ESL Pro competition taking place within an MMO? Putting aside all of that esports hate, that's one hell of an achievement for Guild Wars 2.
I think it needs to be the last esports league
It
competition.
depends. It
that's
depends
ever
how
been
you
in an
measure. I
MMO.
mean, Nemesis. If Nemesis was here, he would actually laugh at that because
Right.
4K viewers, I think Nemesis would find that quite entertaining. And to a certain extent, he's right. For example, there's an independent. There's in StarCraft. Let's get some context. StarCraft is a pretty dead game. Let's be honest here. It's not. Actually, no, it's not. Esports is love. Esports is life. StarCraft is love. StarCraft is life. There's an independent tournament group called Base Trade TV, and they regularly get upwards of 5K, 6K viewers, and they just run tournaments completely independently, more or less. They get sponsors, but they're not, a big esports organization like ESL. So if they can kind of squish Guild Wars 2 flat in terms of viewership on their own, and we have ESL, it's kind of But no, I mean, if they can make it work, I'd love to see it work. But I'm not sure if it can. We'll have to
I
see.
hope it does. I hope it does. But yeah, it's true. I wouldn't call it an achievement because they have done tournaments similar to this before. The only difference with this one is that there was a lot of money on the line. So it's not a huge achievement to be able to put up that amount of money. It's just they're able to do it.
Does anybody remember how many they were getting for the other broadcasts, like Boston and the other World Cups and stuff? It was about the same amount, wasn't it? 4K or somewhere around there. I honestly don't know the numbers, but I feel like the numbers haven't really changed or grown too much since last
I think there
year.
was a 7K. It was like at 7K
The
for...
worlds at like PAX or whatever.
Yeah.
It was like
Right.
7 or 8K.
I get maybe it's an issue of
Which is like
advertising, too.
less than Dyrus when he's streaming how to eat potato chips and burn down the TSM house.
Yeah, but anyway, it could just be an issue of not properly advertising either the game or the...
Well, you mean
the
putting it
tournaments.
on all of the loading screens every time you change zones isn't enough?
No, I mean, yes, that's for the game, but if you advertise outside to more esports fans, I don't know if there are that many esports fans necessarily in Guild Wars 2.
Here's the thing. They probably do that to a degree. Like yesterday on Twitter, that was all I was fucking seeing about esports this, esports that from everything. And when esports fans come in and watch Guild Wars 2 esports, they're going to look at it, like we said earlier, and they're going to say, what's going on? I don't understand this at all. And they're going to turn it off.
Yeah. So I guess that's the problem inherent with it.
Yeah.
Stronghold then?
Stronghold?
Stronghold needs a lot of support though.
Yes. We can do it, Inks. Come on. We're
me and you.
Single-handedly.
yeah. Me and Inks will support Stronghold. We can save esports. Hey,
Go ahead.
it's dead on the floor right now. We can bring it back to life. Press F and kind of stroke it. Stroke it. Yeah. We can do it.
I believe in you guys.
Maybe even, a bit of the old Signet of Courage from the Guardian. Maybe get some glyphs, the glyph of renewal going. There's so many resurrection skills. Transfusion. We've got so many skills we can revive Stronghold with. But look at all these Fs from Cyan. Are you seeing this? Look at these. It's gonna...
Resing hard.
Tell
red.
ArenaNet to make a Mystic Builds game mode or a 1 versus 1 arena like Blade and Soul has. 1 versus 1 is not a very good idea because some professions are inherently broken in 1v1. So that's not a great idea.
Reaper.
Yes, that one.
3v3 would be more appealing to viewers. Maybe. I mean, I honestly have zero interest in that, but I'm sure some people do.
In World versus World, Reapers are pretty easy to kill 1v1. With my Thief...
Yeah, that's because you can stealth and run around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
You can just leave. You don't have to ever fight.
No, also they have really slow telegraph skills that are easy to interrupt. Really easy.
A lot of people seem to like this 3v3.
Yeah, 3D would be pretty good actually.
Honestly, I think I could take my PvE Venom Share Daredevil build into World versus World and beat people 1v1 with it.
Maybe, if you play it well enough.
Because it's literally just a rotation with nothing but dodges.
And you just
Yeah.
My
down.
conditions.
You know what? Though those do exist in World versus World, and they are just the most annoying thing to fight. Especially on my Thief, which is like the interrupt Thief, because their skills, the damagey skills that they use, aren't skills. They're dodges. So you don't interrupt anything. Even if you hit him before he dodges, as he's trying to dodge right before the evade hits, it's not a skill. It doesn't get interrupted. So it's pretty annoying, I gotta say.
I
Don't do
can
it.
dodge something like 11 or 12 times with no downtime between dodging.
Yeah.
All of that is applying conditions.
Yeah, and then you go invisible and get it all back and do it again. It's very annoying. Don't do it.
I could even use adventure runes instead of berserker runes, and I could get 3 dodges back from having no endurance with the Daredevil heal.
Nah, you want the Venom heal, Brazil. That's what the
when-
Venom heal.
This was a long time ago.
We're losing someone.
What do you mean we're losing?
Or me. I'm dying.
What? What's going on?
Uh-oh.
What's up? What? What's going on?
I can't hear you guys.
I think it's Teapot. Teapot's going fuzzy.
Am I? No!
Inks is going fuzzy. Maybe it's me.
No!
Who's
Well,
hosting the call?
actually, Brazil and Teapot are both fuzzy for me. Boots is clear. Go Canada.
Ah!
Boots is clear for me too.
Oh, great. Who's hosting the call?
I don't know.
It's not me.
I think I'm
Maybe.
hosting it.
It's probably your fault.
Let me pause the stream and see if that fixes it. Maybe we should just end it all before something terrible happens.
Oh, yep, Brazil, you are now blur to me, even to me, with my connection.
You guys, Inks is unblurred for me, and Teapot is too now.
Yeah, you're starting to hear sound very good now.
Okay.
Okay, we have survived, apparently.
Okay. We did it, Reddit.
Yeah,
We did it. We did it. Sudoku. There's a few Sudokus going on. I think we should probably end at this point.
Yeah, okay.
I think-
It's been a while, and we've talked about exactly nothing.
Yes. Because
Which is what Tea Time's all about.
Exactly. It's the most
Talking
important
about
part of
nothing.
it. Talking
It's
about
like an
nothing.
episode of The Simpsons. It just resets.
So in that case, seeing as Inks is back in business.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us where we can find you? Welcome back.
Oh,
To the stream.
I don't remember. No,
Oh,
it's
no.
YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. MMO Inks. Real simple.
It's been so long.
Simple.
It's been so long.
Go to all of those things. Okay, well, how about you, Boots?
Bootspur is on Twitter at World of Enders and also on YouTube, World of Enders. But as Brazil said, I'm pretty bad about updating stuff. But I will, he's doing stuff soon. Not sure what.
Another bad build.
I'm still, maybe. Although I made this bad build for engineer, but I'm pretty sure it's just what all engineers are running in World vs. World right now. I just realized. It's like, 100% uptime of quickness and 25 might, etc., etc., etc. But
That doesn't sound that bad.
it's good.
It's the
It's
opposite of.
It's not
one
a
of your
bad build, is it,
builds.
Boots?
No, it's good, but I think it's like not special, I think a lot of people are doing it nowadays.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
And here we have Brazil. What are you?
I don't really care if you follow me or not, but go follow that shaman on Twitter and go follow
Yeah.
Inks on Twitter. So
Because those are the two people who matter.
You know, well, that shaman is good at Twitter, and so is Inks, so I would recommend those. They actually do the tweeting. There's quite a lot of it going on there. That shaman, you can see various things that he's found. And you can go and watch one of his interlude videos, which always get about 10k views.
I love those.
So, go do that. And, well, I mean, you might as well follow the stream. You're here,
Doing
so
it right.
so why not, right? Just there's a
kill
button.
2 stones with 1 bird.
2 stones with 1 bird. Press that follow button, and that means you can come back and watch this shit all over again next week if you want. And some other stuff that happens. I don't
Who
even
wouldn't
know.
want that?
Exactly, who wouldn't want that? And my internet might even remain intact as well. That would be pretty crazy.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Terry Hesticles, he's forced to spread Brazil's link, apparently.
Good, I have to go vape after this.
What?
What?
What? I have to go stick a robot's dick in my mouth and blow smoke out of it.
Okay.
Okay!
I don't do that. I'm not a loser. Sorry.
Wow.
That's gonna trigger so many people. I can't wait to see what they say about that.
I
A
vape.
robot's dick in your mouth.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever heard it called that before. That's good.
That's definitely a new one. That's definitely a new one. Okay, so okay, I guess we should host someone now.
Okay.
All right, let's figure out who we're gonna host.
Who should it be?
Uh,
How does it feel that you got banned from the official Guild Wars 2 channel, Brazil, and so did I?
I don't
You guys did? What'd you do?
Well, we started spamming. I like how Guild Wars 2 doesn't realize that all of their viewers are just me on different accounts. Here, watch me prove it. I'll paste this. I'll paste this on my other accounts, and we all got timed out. It was actually pretty sad.
That's pretty great.
Guild Mag is streaming with 3 viewers. Let's do it.
Okay, let's go and harass them. Forehead.
Perfect. Let's harass the hell out of them.
Guild Mag's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see the actual magazine they put out? It's like glorious.
Aren't you a little shit, Brazil? Big dick bear. What?
Wow. Oh yeah, and then some people from my chat kept going over to Guild Wars 2 stream and putting the giveaway code, and people just started spamming it again. It was so good.
Oh man.
It was amazing. Oh, Well, some
Do we
good
have
shit.
a pasta yet? Oh, perfect.
Someone will paste. Oh, there you go. Okay, so farewell, friends. I'll see you next time.
All right.
These
Bye.
guys will as well.
Boys.
They'll be back. They're all over the
Yeah.
place on the internet.
Maybe
They
next
spread-
time I won't be playing Minecraft at the same time.